Good morning and welcome to Touch Space Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm in a new space. I have a new apartment. I have a new apartment. And so look, I have a beautiful lion head mountain behind me, all the beautiful houses on the hill, houses outside. So anyway, this is my new space. I'm so excited. I have AC now. And so I'll be here for the next week. So this is my new hangout. And I still have access to the street. So I can still do my morning people watch. It's a little noisy, but that's because I can open up all these windows. I mean, it's really cool. You see how big these windows are? It wraps around. It's beautiful. I'm excited for my new space. This is living. I also have a deck. I have a balcony. So I can do my public speaking from the balcony. So anyway, a lot is going on in this news. The orange man is failing at the war. And it's just horrible. Let me turn. Oh, my mic is not even on. Hold on a second. Let me get this on. There we go. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Anyway, I had to turn on my mic and hopefully you hear me better. I think I got everything here. They were saying that my mic wasn't strong today. And when I was on this morning, can you guys hear me properly? Let me know if you can't or you can. I have my clip right here, so the mic should be working. And Tanya's in the building. Rini is in the building. Let me give you your kudos. Gold goes to Tanya, and silver goes to Rini. Says good day, everyone. So welcome to Touch Base Daily. I am in South Africa, and today is Tip Tuesday, and today we're going to be talking about. Let me get this on the screen for you, so you'll know what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about how to research a destination for visual storytelling. So you want to go to a destination? You want to take pictures with your smartphone and tell stories? Because you don't need a big camera to do it. But if you have a big camera like I have and a bunch of other folks out there have, this applies to everyone that wants to do a visual story and tell your visual story. So we'll be going here, preparing for the journey series. This is all this whole month, for all of March, we've been doing this prepare for the journey series. We'll continue on because most people just don't know how to get ready for travel. So today we're going to talk about how to research a destination for visual storytelling. So stay tuned for that. If you're here, make sure you take a note. And if you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. I'm not sure who's in the building. It seems like it seems quiet. What's going on the East Coast? What's going on in America? I hope you're all doing well. And I'm sure people will start popping in a little bit. And because that's how the algorithms work. The algorithms kind of let you settle in a little bit with the hellos and all that. And then it starts sprinkling people in. So again, this space I really like. The only thing is it's a little echoey, a little bit of an echo because it needs area rugs. But who puts area rugs in a hotel room, hotel space? And this is a hotel apartment, which is really cool. And look how bright the light is, so you can really see me. And so this morning I had a conversation. As always, I have conversations on the on my YouTube channel here, usually without the StreamYard early in the morning, and I like to touch base. Oh, Carl Brody's in the house. Woo! I love Carl. Carl, I love you so much. He's one of my favorite people in the world, a fellow photographer from New York City. He is amazing. He said, I'm in the house for a little bit. Well, every little bit counts. And so it's so good to see you, partner. And so Yeah. So I decided, for those that don't know, I'm still in South Africa. I'm in Cape Town. I was supposed to leave today and go back to Swakopmund, but I was like in Namibia. But then I was like, wait a minute, I'm here. Well, no, not. Let me tell the truth. So I was planning to come back in like 3 weeks. So I was gonna go back to Namibia, get some things done, and then come back because my one of my buddies who lives here, he is leaving to go to Durban, which is another part of South Africa. And I came really to see him and a couple other friends. And but then my buddy in Namibia said, "Wait, why are you coming home? Why are you coming home?" My roommate is his apartment, but I'm his roommate, and my buddy Paul. He said, "Why don't you just stay an extra week? That way you're not paying for airfare." And I was like, "That makes sense. Why didn't I think of it?" So so I ended up rescheduling, adding an extra week on to my hotel. Went downstairs, got a cheaper price. Got a cheaper price, y'all. I mean, my last week my space was almost double. This week is almost half. So I was very happy to say yes, 7 more days at a cheaper rate. So it worked out that I'm glad I did not decide to go back to Namibia and then come back to South Africa again. So that means now once I leave South Africa, I'm done until next year. So when I leave here, I will be heading to back to Namibia, and then I start working on my Kenya trip, and that's where I'll be trying to get to next, the next country. And yeah, so that's what's on the schedule for the future. If you're tuning in, I've taken. Yesterday was a beautiful day at the beach. I went to Camps Bay here in Cape Town, and I did the live from there, so you can experience it. And then we did a sunset show. Some of you showed up, some did not, and so we got some. The sunset was amazing last night on the beach, and then I got some really cool shots. Like there was these. I love photographing women, Islamic women or Muslim women who are in their garb, and when they're walking the beach, it's just something beautiful yet mysterious, yet kind of like iconic shots of Muslim women or women who practice Islam walking the beach, and so I got graced with two beautiful shots, and I was so happy to get those photos of those those women who practice Islam, and so that was really cool to do, and so I was thankful for that, and then had a great evening. The blue hour was gorgeous, so I got a lot of silhouettes. For those that don't know, the blue hour is the hour after the sun goes below the horizon, and so we had a beautiful. I mean, the atmosphere was so clear that, I mean, we had the perfect sunset yesterday because we had such a perfect sunset. I was looking for what they call the green flash. Has anyone heard of the green flash? Oh, you love my new view. Okay, Dr. Tachi says she loves my new view. This is my background. This is just part of my apartment. My apartment wraps around with this beautiful scene, and then obviously the streets is that way. The mountains are behind me, and it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, so it was so good to be. Let me go back to my thought. Has anyone ever heard of the green flash at sunset? Well, sometimes what happens when the sun hits the horizon and the very top of the sun hits the horizon, it creates a flash. Look it up on Google. You'll see some people have been able to capture it. It's rare when you do catch it, but when you catch it, it happens, and it's like amazing to see the sun go down, and then as it hits that right on the ocean. It goes like a flash. So absolutely wonderful. And so I was hoping that I got it yesterday. I did not review my video to check it out. Hey, Elevator, I see you in the building. Elevator says Happy Tuesday. Let me go in and say hello to some more people. Let's see. So Carl got the bronze for today. So we got the gold and the silver and the bronze already in the bag. And then we have the wonderful Shirley is in the building. She says, good morning. And if you're in South Africa, Namibia, anywhere on the east coast of Africa, west coast of Africa, you are in your evening. And if you're in your eastern part of Africa, you are in your nighttime. So Kenya folks, you are in the night. And because we have folks looking at us from all over the world now. So we have people from India, we have people from Australia, we have people from Kenya, we have people from obviously South Africa, we have people from Namibia, and then across obviously in the United States. This feels good to be international, to have a platform that's international, and that's the beauty of traveling internationally. Hannah's in the building. She says, "Good day, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. Nice to see you, our wonderful Hannah." And let me put Dr. Tachi's greeting on the board. She says, "Good morning, all." Just remember also, for those that are just joining, we are going to be covering how to research a destination for visual storytelling. That's what our lesson is for today, for this Tip Tuesday, for our camera lesson, for photography. And this is part of our Preparing for the Journey series. So hang in there. We're going to do that at the end, the last half of our time together. Also in the building, I see Mr. Bryson. He's in the building. He says, "What's up, Ron? What's up, everybody? Happy New Release Tuesday." And also, just so you know, there's somewhere in this country, this is Election Tuesday. Every Tuesday is Election Tuesday. Just remember that. So if you have elections in your town, make sure you're voting. Americans, vote, 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 vote. Okay, now we're going to bring back our wonderful elevator has guide rails 366. Happy Tuesday. So we got Dr. Tachi. Elevator is in the building. I like that. Elevator is in the building. And then we have the wonderful Kimmy Kim. And again, if you're in the building, make sure you hit the like. If you're here for the first time, you're seeing this for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe. We are gaining more. We're gaining momentum, y'all. We're up to 912, I think, 912 subscribers. We just hit 900 on Thursday or Friday. And now we're at 912, and we are continuing to move forward and growing and adding new people into our community. Okay, and Kimmy Kim says, "Hello, everyone," with her beautiful pink glove. And Lisa says, "Morning, everyone, morning." And yes, Elevator, Jesus rose up from the dead. Okay, Hannah says, "Good morning, Kim." Okay, we got it all in. Okay, so I'm trying not to go down the political road, but I have to, because it's the audacity of it all. So Trump is now doesn't know what to do. And I know the algorithms are going to go crazy because I just said his name. The orange man. I just said the orange man. So now he doesn't know what to do to get out of this mess he created. So now he just said today, the Europeans, the missiles that could reach you, but they can't reach us. So you know what? You take care of it. You go into the strait. You just go and take the oil. You just do it. We're out of here. In a paraphrase. Trump style, the audacity. Again, I say Trump represents white privilege on steroids. No one would even think to do something so stupid. You start a war and now you want to walk away. while the whole world is burning up now with the oil prices going up, inflation or maybe stagnation. Man, diesel is up above, I heard, above regular gas. You have gas prices that are averaging $4 in America, $8 on the West Coast, $10. I think it's $10 and $14. I think Germany's gas is like $14. So you cause all this havoc. And now you're ready to walk away. You're bored. You're bored. They say he's bored and he wants to get back to his dining room, his ballroom. The insanity of it all. Chris says, please go down the political road, Ron, please. I mean, have you ever heard anything so crazy? And then you got the hedgehog. I call him Hegseth, but I call him hedgehog. Crazy hedgehog, trying to make the war into a religious war. Can you believe? At the end of his meeting, he said, and now may we go in and blah, 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 and may God be with us in Jesus' name. And you know, the Pope on Palm Sunday, I think hit a curveball across his bow and said, no, you can't, don't put Jesus in war. Don't put Jesus in war. Jesus is not approval of war. So thank you, Pope. Thank you for the new Pope Ronald. I think his name is Ronald. I think it is, right? Ronald Leo. Pope Leo. Pope Leo put him in his place and said, wait a minute. But this is what white nationalism looks like. They cloak themselves in religion to go after personal gains. So this is what's happening in the real world, y'all. Anyway, I see here in here. Bryson, please do go down that road. Okay, I went down the road. Chris says, let me pop down on the screen. Chris says, Iran put up a poll and asked Americans if they want him to murk the Orange Menace, and so many people were saying yes. At the same time, it crashed the site. Can I say that again? They put up a poll and asked Americans if they want him to murk the Orange Menace. I know what you mean by the murk. And so many people were saying yes. At the same time, it crashed the site. Come on. We want the menace to be gone. Hey, it's royalty. But welcome, Mario. And we have here also, I am, she said, hey, Fifi's in the building. She says, I'm distracted by your backdrop, Ron. So beautiful. Welcome to South Africa. Welcome to Cape Town, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It's been on the top 10 list to travel to for the last 11 years, I think it is. 11 years, it's been on the top 10 places in the world to travel for vacation. And it has every great reason for it. And okay, I see all the good love. I see all the love between y'all, exchanging love. What else is in the news? Okay, I have to do it. I have to do it because it's so in there. Could anyone tell me why Chile did what she did? I mean, okay, I tried to resist. I tried to hold up until tomorrow, but could someone tell me, why do people say they didn't mean to do something when they know they did it? And when they get caught, they say they didn't mean to do it. You know, you're a better person if you just simply say, at the time, I was a Trump supporter. And I thought he was going to do whatever he was going to do for me. However, I changed my mind now. That's much easier and better than someone acting like they didn't know what they were doing when they did it, especially when it comes to the orange man. We all know what a criminal he was and is. We all knew the information. No one did not know the information. You had to live under a rock to not know who Trump was or is. I mean, what the hell? Just admit it. Chris says, Ron, I am freaking out trying to fit my life into 3 suitcases and a backpack. Traveling is a yes, you have to pack your life. And you know what? 3 suitcases is too much, Chris. You got too much going on. You have to get your luggage down to 2 bags. 2 bags. 2 bags. One under the aircraft, one you roll onto the aircraft, and get a nice backpack. Those are your 3 bags. Those are not cases. Those are not suitcases. Backpack. 1 carry-on suitcase. Carry on. Carry on. And oh, beware. Beware. Europe has changed some of the sizes that can go on the aircraft. There's some new regulations in Europe. If you're going to Europe, you need to know that. So there are some new requirements, new sizes, smaller. But yeah, so if you have 3 suitcases, you have too much stuff. You're not traveling like an expert. If you want to travel like an expert, and believe it or not, when I'm watching the European, I carry my extra bag because I'm a photographer. So I have to carry all my equipment with me at all times. So I'm always going to have a big 3rd bag. But the Europeans, I usually feel like a jerk. They carry these little suitcases, and I'm like, what's in them? What is in those little suitcases? Like, how are they? Where's the toiletries? Where's the sweaters? Where's the jackets? Where's the personal belongings? I'm like, how are these Europeans travel with such small little bags? I mean, literally a little backpack and a little suitcase. And it's thin. It's not even as thick as mine. And I look like a fool because I got my large suitcase. I look like an American. I look like an American. I can rewind that. Dr. Tachi will agree with me. It's not just a American thing. Most people just look at me and say it's an African thing because the Africans, I don't know if you've seen their luggage, but the Africans, their luggage looks like mine. They even come with extra saran wrap. They wrap it with the saran wrap. They wrap those babies, the Africans. Some people from India also. But yes, I look like a fool. Sometimes I feel so guilty because my bag is so big. And welcome, Mr. Mark. No, I'm not Joffrey, but welcome. If you want to, also hit the subscribe if you're here. Also, if you want to, make sure you hit the like so that the algorithms know that we're having such a good time together. Dr. Tachi says, Ron, I'm convinced you started traveling with a bundle on a stick like a hobo, and that's all you have. Let me tell you, I am learning to streamline my luggage. And I realize that even with the little stuff that let The little stuff that I brought to Cape Town, I didn't really need to bring as much as I brought. Believe it or not, I could have left one pair of pants home, maybe a t-shirt, and I could have left my photographers. I have a photographer's vest that I use. It has all my, I can put my lenses in. It's like a journal. It's a journal. You ever seen journalists on the news? I have one of those vests where I can put all my gadgets and stuff in the vest. I didn't really need to bring it, and it's not like I'm on a war assignment or doing a assignment for some news media. So yeah, so I didn't need it. And I see you guys are laughing. Fifi, yes, they may be using vacuum bags. I need to get back to my vacuum bags. And you don't want the ones that you have to power up with the battery. You want the ones that you roll up. So the air comes out, you can roll the vacuum bags up, and then they fit nice and flat inside the suitcase. This is very true. The vacuum bags, I need to get back to using my vacuum bags. And let's see here. Hey, Kelly Hayes in the building. She says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, here's a little assignment for everyone, just for the fun of it. Put in the comment where you are hanging out from. Where are you right now in the world? I'm curious. I'm curious of who's watching this platform. If you're in New York, put New York. If you're in LA, put LA. If you're in DC, put DC. If you're in Florida, put Fort Lauderdale. Okay, and so let's do that. And Mark is crazy. I see Mark is a trick here. Mark is bad. Mark is bad people. I'm not even posting what Mark says. Okay. I have the power of the wand here. Dr. Tachi says, this is why you don't tell people when you're going to Africa, because they'll want you to carry refrigerators, washing machines, and all sorts of stuff in your suitcase for their people at home. This is true, Dr. Tachi. People are always like, Ron, could you pick me up something? My brother, and I abandoned the idea in Porto. He was like, can you bring back a refrigerator magnet or a little shot glass or a magnet or a key holder from every place you visit? I was like, I am a photographer. I can give you photos. They don't take up space in my luggage. And again, do you know how much those little magnets, how much weight when you put them all together? That's a shirt. That's 2 shirts. So when I was in Lisbon, I said, Porto, I said, bro, you're not getting magnets. I bought him one thing, and that is it. That is it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Dr. Tanchi says she's from Fort Lauderdale. And I see Fifi says she's from North Kakalaki, North Carolina. Hey, Chris, I did not know you were in Florida also. Central Florida. This is why this is so important to me. Kelly A is in Nashville. Tanya is in DC. Look at this. This is why I needed this exercise. I needed to see where you guys are located. Because some of you don't know that you are located not too far from each other. Lisa said, go back to me. Oh, hold on to that thought. Lisa says, Kimmy Kim says PA. And then Lisa says, Ron, you can make magnets when you get back out of your photos and sell them. Exactly. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. I'm going to call you Dr. Lisa. Look. Hannah says, Kentucky. Look at the range of people in this community. That is amazing. One day we're going to have one person from every state represented. We'll always have representation from every state in America and hopefully every country in Africa, and then the Europe Union. Dr. Tachi, doesn't she? Lisa always has ideas for monetization. She should be like someone's marketing guru. I see a job for her. And Fifi says, I want a beautiful African man. Can't put one of those in my bag. But at this rate, I'm gonna have to go there and get my citizenship. Speaking of citizenship, Ghana is having a good deal on homes. And if you haven't seen in Ghana, you want to, but don't sleep on this. One of my friends used to work at the Container Store years ago, and she was also my neighbor. She lived 5-6 blocks from my house, and she was like, "I'm done with America." This is years ago. This is I would say, she came to Africa. I came to Africa about 2 years after she was here. So she was here in 2000. I want to say she came to Africa. She came to Cape Town to live in 2000, roughly 7 or 8. And then guess what? She found a husband, had 4 children. And then they came back to America. 4 children. But I bet you she's thinking about coming back here, because America is not a friendly place. But she came here. Dating wasn't her thing in America, but she got her dating on and she found herself a husband. So guys and girls, come to the motherland. You might find your spouse in the motherland. And Carl says, she's just looking in the wrong places. Oh, goodness gracious. Kelly says, yes, Fifi. There's the amen in the house. Oh, Benin has an easy online app for citizenship. Yes, Benin just opened up their citizenships, especially to African Americans. And also, if you can find, I do believe, if you have in your DNA blood lineage to Benin, you get okayed very quickly. So I have Beninian blood. First is my Nigerian. Second is my Cameroon. My third, I do believe, is Ghana. Then I have Togo. I have also Benin. Yes. So I can become a citizen of the Beninian Empire. Did you know, as a little trivia, here's a little trivia. I see Fifi's talking to Carl. Okay, Carl, don't start nothing. Carl, Fifi is a beautiful woman. I'm just saying, that's my little sis. I see the hearts going. So yeah, I was thinking did you know that before the Europeans carved up Africa, right? Before they carved it up, with not one African included in direction, that Benin, Nigeria, Congo, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, and I think all of that western part of Africa was one empire. The Benin Empire. And if you look it up, you'll be surprised that all of those countries that are in the western part of the Africa and on what they actually want to call it the armpit, right there, were one country. It was one empire. There you go. things you don't know about Africa, and you find out over when you learn history. And speaking of history, we're going to get ready to do some history and some research stuff for our photography tips for today. And Fifi said, "Oh, thanks, bro." And chill, Fifi. Says Carl. Y'all know Mr. Carl. Carl was on our. I had a great opportunity to interview Carl, have a conversation with Carl on our platform. He's an amazing, amazing photographer, and just a real heart, a person with a real heart. Okay, I think we got all of that in. So how about this? I'm going to do announcements first, and then we'll go right into the lesson. So again, if you want to be a part of this community, make sure you go into the YouTube community. We're having great conversations. Someone was challenging me about my policies regarding the war. And so we've been exchanging back and forth. I don't know what that person came back with, but they were saying, I'm glad that the war is going on because I don't have to worry about nukes going on hitting my house. I was like, the rest of the world is suffering for this war. Anyway, if you want to be a part of the community chats, join our community chats here. Also, if you want to be on an email list, make sure you go to ronlewisphotos.com, and that will put you on the mailing list. Also, if you have an event coming up and you're in the New York area or in America anywhere, I will be back home in the States the end of June, pretty much. If you have an event in July through November, you want to get it on my calendar, DM me so that way we can get you onto the calendar. So we'll have you and I can photograph your event, your corporate event, and get that all in. Also, thank you to the Patreon members. And it's the Patreon members that are supporting what we do here. So all the Patreon members that are out there, this lesson is in the Patreon community. So they get all of the lessons all out for them. And then also, if you're here for the first time, you can join this community by hitting subscribe. And also make sure if you're in the building, you hit the like. Also, last but not least, we became eligible for becoming members. So if you want to become a member of Touchbase Daily and this platform, you can click at there's a little dollar sign at the bottom, and it gives you ways to connect with us through YouTube. So you can do that. Okay, so you can become a member. That's why when you see the people with the green, those are the members. Okay, I think we got it all in. It is time for school. Get your paper out. Get your paper and pens out. It's time to do our lesson. Okay, so this is a photo I took when I was in Botswana back going on like 10 years ago. I was on assignment here in the southern region of Africa. And so I had the great opportunity to maneuver or go be on my canoe, a Maruko. We were able to guide our way through the Okavango Delta, which is like always been like a dream. Every time I saw it on National Geographic and it said Okavango Delta, I was like, wow. And now to have been here was an experience. But the lesson for today is how to research a destination for visual storytelling. We've been doing a series called Preparing for the Journey series. And so this is in alignment for those who are interested in travel photography and those who want to travel. So I am back in my travel photography mode. I did this was my career when I started. I started as a travel photographer before I did street photography, before I did corporate events, before Forbes, before National Geographic, before Interior Design Magazine and a bunch of other stuff. Before that, I started as a travel photographer. And so this is where my career started. So Touchbase Daily, creative tools for the traveling eye. Number one. Let me see if the class is ready. Are you ready, class? Are you ready? Let me know if you are ready. Okay. Are you ready? Is everyone ready for the class? Are you ready to learn? Because there's a lot of travelers in this community. So here we go. Okay, let's get back to the lesson. Okay, here we go. Start with the story, not the location. Can I say that again? Start with the story, not the location. Before you Google anything, ask yourself, what story am I hoping to tell? When you travel, you should be traveling with a purpose, right? What are you traveling for? Are you traveling to have good food experiences? Are you traveling to meet new people? Are you traveling to meet people like yourself, or are you traveling to see cars, architecture, parks, animals, wildlife? What are you traveling for? What story am I hoping to tell? Here we go. Is it a story of movement, stillness, resilience, joy, or contrast? Are you documenting culture, architecture, food, or the rhythm of daily life? All you street photographers, y'all know what I'm talking about. The rhythm of daily life. Your intention becomes your compass. Research becomes easier when you know what you're looking for. I am documenting my journey. I am revisiting a lot of places that I was when I used to live in South Africa, that I used to visit. Like, I end up knocking out so many places. I am here to retrack my steps and add some new ones. So that's my goal. Number 2, dive into local history and culture. A powerful image is never just about what's in the frame. It's about what the frame represents. Read short stories, watch local documentaries, browse community blogs, learn the cultural significance of landmarks, rituals, and neighborhoods. So important. The first thing I do when I come, like, for instance, I'm in what's called Sea Point. The first day, I got up, the next day, I should say, I landed, packed, unpacked. The first thing the next morning, I walked and did my 3-mile walk around the area. Just to become familiar with the light in the morning. Where's the sun? How's the light falling? Where are the people? Where's danger? What's nice? What's good? Just so you can do it. I always recommend, guys, you ever heard of the hop-on, hop-off buses that are usually in most major cities, like tourism? Hop-on, hop-off buses? I always take the hop-on, hop-off bus immediately after I get squared away in my hotel. If I have time, I'm taking the hop-on, hop-off. Why? Because it will give you a ride through the city or the area you're in, and you can put on a little headsets, and it's giving you the history, right? And then I get to pick, what do I want to do for the rest of my vacation or the rest of my visit? I tell everyone, if you travel to a new city, a new place, hop on the hop-on bus. If you haven't done it in your own hometown, it might be rewarding. Like, I did one in New York, just to understand New York. Maybe there's something I didn't know after even living there all my life. Learn the culture, significance of landmarks, rituals, neighborhoods. Note, local customs around photography. Some communities value privacy or sacred spaces. This context helps you photograph with respect and depth. Some cultures do not like when you photograph them. For instance, when I was in the Middle East, women do not like to be photographed. I mean, you can ask them for permission, and some will say yes, but most women do not want to be photographed in the Middle East. Okay, so there's different customs for different cultures. You want to know that. You want to ask those questions. But if you go on your blog, if you I said go on Google, go onto your Chat GPT and all the other ones out there, it will give you information. Number 3, study the geography like a visual map. Use maps not just for navigation, but for inspiration. Identify natural features, coastlines, mountains like behind me, deserts, deserts and forests. Also, look for vantage points, rooftops, like I like to go on the rooftop here, hills, bridges, and waterfronts. Mark sunrise and sunset directions using apps like SunCalc, that's SunCalc. It's an app. Go into the App Store, pick that up. I use PhotoPills. PhotoPills is on my phone, so I can know when the sun is rising, when the sun is setting, the time of the moon, and when buildings are in alignment in that region. You can say, okay, the Eiffel Tower is going to be here. When is the sun going to go behind it? And you can look it up on PhotoPills. Very good app if you're trying to get architecture and those really awesome scenes with the moon behind it or the sun setting behind it. Really good. This helps you anticipate light, shadow, and movement before you arrive. One of the things we learned last week, we had the wonderful Michael Young in the community, in the audience, as always, but he popped in again last week. He's the master of shadows. I call him the master of shadows because when you understand where the sunrise and the sunsets are, you will understand how to look at shadows. And it's the shadows, looking at shadows makes your photos more dramatic. Okay, so, there's some new people in the building. I see someone. Anthony is in the building. Anthony Rowland Photography is in the building. He says, hi, everyone. And get that on the screen. Okay. At this point, any questions? Any questions right before we go to the next ones? Okay, I see the love. I see the love. And Anthony says, PhotoPill is good. See, we photographers, we're in the building. A lot of photographers in this community. So we got a lot of information to share. But PhotoPill is an excellent, excellent app if you want to mix it up with the astronomical, geological events that are happening. Okay, so let's go on to the next. Number 4, explore existing imagery, then plan to go beyond it. Like all the tourist photos that you see online, it's okay to look at them. Look at them and see how you can do it differently. This is how it goes. Search hashtags, geotags, travel guides, and local photographers' pages. Like I know some of my favorite French photographers. I know some of my photographers in New York. I know some of my photographers that do wildlife. I know some of my favorite photographers that are journalists, that are in the field. Look up their pages and you can learn how they did it and then put your own twist on it. Say, hey, I like the way they did it, but what if I did it this way? I like the way their angle was, but what happens if I go from the opposite angle? Here we go. What angles are overdone? What stories are missing? What details do locals capture that tourists overlook? Your goal isn't to copy, it's to understand the visual language of the place so you can, what? Add your own voice. It's okay to look it up. Look at photo stock. Go online. Look, I do my homework. See, this is Sea Point, Cape Town. I do my homework. And then someplace I'll end up going somewhere, and I was like, "Oh man, I did not plan to go there." But before I post, I will go back, come back to the hotel, and research it and look it up and say, "Wow, that was the history behind that building or that place." It's really good, and you become a better traveler because you are more educated. Number 5, identify the everyday moments. This is one of my favorites because I like the everyday stuff. Like this weekend when I was with friends, I photographed. They said, "Ron, we're getting ready to do such." They knew I was in it to document every moment of our time together because I am a documentarian. I like documenting when the fire is going and when they put the pot on the fire and how they're prepping the food. And I want to tell the whole story. So here we go. Here we go. The soul of a destination often lives outside the postcard shots. Don't try to get the postcard shots. Those are cool, but that's not your aim. Can I say that? That's not your aim. Dr. Tachi said, "This is good. You need to teach a deeper class on this." Hey, I'm open for it. I'm for it. You know I'm down. I am down. Here we go. Let's keep going. Local markets. Like this weekend, I was at the Old Biscuit Mill here in Cape Town. And boy, was I blessed. Man, was I blessed. Oh, please remind me to show you the sketch that this vendor gave me after buying a jacket from him. Jacket sweater. Anyway, going back, local markets, neighborhood cafes, transit hubs, community gatherings, early morning routines. Check it out. These are the places where authentic storytelling unfolds. Most tourists don't hang out at the marketplace. Like you saw when I did the coverage when we were in France and we went to the south of France and I went live in the supermarket and I was sharing with you the cheese and the bread and all that stuff. Because guess what? Tourist photographers, like touristy photographers, they're not interested in the mundane, everyday things. But that's what stories are made of. It's the mundane, it's the everyday, it's the experience of each person just doing and living their lives out and you capturing it. Those are the great photos. Okay, so transit hubs, community gatherings, early morning routines, those are great. Number 6, we're almost there, y'all. Hang with me. If you're in this for the learning, hang in with me. You got this. Learn the rhythm of the place. I don't know if you can hear the birds outside, but there's like lots of birds flying. I call them the angry birds. They're the angry birds. And I have not photographed them, believe it or not. And I've been trying to photograph them because outside the window, they like to hang out on this awning over the gas station. And every time someone comes through a car with loud music, then they all take off. I'm still waiting for the shot. Maybe I'll get it, maybe not. But that's what I'm trying to get. Learn the rhythm of the place. Every city has a pulse. When does it wake up? When does it slow down? When does it shine? Literally and figuratively, research local schedules, festivals, weather patterns, and traffic flow helps you anticipate the moments that matter. Now, let me give you 2 examples of this. Behind me, as you can see, let me get here. Let me kind of like take this off the screen for a moment. Behind me are these mountains. There's this mountain, and then on this side of me, there's another mountain that leads to the hiking trails for Table Mountain. So every morning when I would go hiking, get on, I would take the tram up to the mountain, and then I would go hiking. You could climb, but I did not climb. It takes a whole day to climb to the top of the mountain. So However, though, you learn quickly as a local, well, now as a visitor. This is when I was first living here. The first time I was here, that was my first visit here, not when I was living here, my first visit. I went hiking, and out of nowhere, the clouds started to form in the mountain, like fog. Literally, you're in a cloud and you can't see the trail. You cannot find your way back unless you have like a map or some kind of compass. It gets so socked in on these mountains with clouds that literally there's these weather patterns that happen here, that the clouds swirl around the mountains and then they create clouds, and then the clouds expand, and then the mountaintops are engulfed in clouds. Phenomena. And then on Table Mountain, it's like a bowl, so it fills in with the clouds, and then it pours over like water. They call it cloud falls, and they spill over the mountain edges. Beautiful photos, beautiful video. But guess what? You gotta know it's gonna happen. You gotta do your homework. So I bring that up. Number two is that there's certain areas in Cape Town, well, there's really one that I know of. Downtown is dangerous. It's been declared dangerous to go because of the high crime rate. You don't want to go there with your camera. You don't want to go there with a backpack. You don't want to go through there at all. You want to always be in a car driving through. Know your environment. Know where you are. Okay? Do your homework. Do your, as they say for lawyers out there, all those that study law, do your due diligence. Number 7, build a mood board. I have some friends that do this all the time because they do big projects. Collect colors, textures, patterns, and emotions you expect to encounter. This primes your eye to notice details that align with your story, whether it's the terracotta tones of Lisbon, the chrome reflections of New York City, or the earthly palette of Namibia. Number 8, and the final. Plan, but leave space for serendipity. Be flexible for the changing of your schedule. Like the friends say, hey, you know what, can we go this place? Be okay with it. Move with the flow. You may discover something interesting that's going to benefit you, okay, in your photography. Research gives you structure. Curiosity gives you magic. Your best images often come from wandering, listening, and letting the destination reveal itself. And let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. Did you get that? That also can be found in our Patreon. All of the information is there. The Patreon QR code is on the corner of our screen if you want to become a Patreon member. And then usually I just lay it out. It's usually free there, so you can pop up. And then once that's been out for about 2 weeks, then I put it behind the paywall. And but yeah, check it out. Check it out. That's how we learn. Did you learn anything today? Class, did you learn anything? Oh, my table's shaking. I need to put some paper underneath it. But guys, isn't that that's how you prepare to go on a trip? Some of you are going on vacations this summer. School break is happening right now, right? It is spring break. Tell your story with your friends. If you're with your friends on spring break, share the story. Do the research. Have fun. But be the storyteller. You be the storyteller of your friendship circle or your family circle. It's spring break in America. It is also Easter spring break. I think they have some kind of spring break here because the kids are already out of school. This is a time you can take this lesson and really grow in your photography from it. You'll be taking photos like a pro just from this lesson. I'm just saying, I did this research. I did the homework. I put it out there for you. The least you can do if you were interested in learning, take the time to learn photography. The art of travel, says the wonderful Tanya. And also Fifi says, this was an awesome lesson, Ron. Thank you. I hope you learn. I hope you're learning. I'm not doing this in vain. But even if it was one person listening, I would do it for the one person. I noticed that when I do the lesson, the people go do their thing, they leave, but that's okay. I'm not interested in the number on the board. I'm interested in helping people. So that's why I do it. If there's one person in the building, I am going to share so you can grow. Lisa said, look at the background. It's not the city. But it's a good number 2. You better believe it. And you see how the sun is reflecting now? Look at that sunset. We get ready to have a beautiful sunset tonight. Should I do another sunset tonight from the top of the building? We could do another sunset. I think we'll do a sunset. Okay, so if you want, the sunsets are earlier now. Well, we're in autumn. It is autumn here. It is spring in the US or the Northern Hemisphere. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's autumn. We are heading into winter. So we're in autumn season right now. So the sunsets get earlier and earlier each day. Hannah says, okay. Oh, let me see here. Lisa says, yes, I am an awful student. Shame on you. And Hannah says, great lesson. Thank you. And Fifi says, yes. And says, hey, Fifi, to Lisa. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We got the announcements out the way early. It is 6:04. I got you out of here just a little bit over 4. Usually our time is 6:15. So you'll get out early. If you want to catch the sunset with me this evening, join me at 6:35. 6:35. That's 30 minutes from now. We will go live on YouTube. Okay? So we'll be going live on YouTube and connecting you with some thoughts of the day. Oh, I was supposed to show you the photo. Hold on a second. Hold on. Are you ready for this, guys? I was almost brought to tears because this gentleman that I purchased my jacket from, after a lengthy conversation of encouragement and sharing, we had such a wonderful connection. And he gave me this beautiful piece of art. Oh, it's going to change. You can see it close up. Maybe you can see it. Oh, let me change it. Let me just go back to me and then put it up again. Look at that. This sketch is unbelievable. Look at this sketch. And it is a South African woman. So beautiful. The reflection is there, but look at that. So beautiful. And I gotta figure out, do I take this home or do I have to have it shipped? Because I'm gonna try to pack it and have it shipped. Since I am in Cape Town, I can get it done here and ship it to the house. I was so blessed. I said, dude, you don't have to give me anything. I'm here to support you. And we had such a great interaction, exchange. And he gave me this beautiful sketch. I was like, wow. People, it's like, this is why I travel. I mean, not because I get something. You meet people and it's just so amazing. Yeah, ship it, but let Adrian know it's not for him. Let Adrian know it's not for him when it gets to the house. Oh gosh, you got at least it's a mess. And Anthony says, "Wow, that's an amazing sketch. It is unreal. The details." Hannah says, "Love it, love it." Fifi says, "Wow." See some hearts there. And Tanya says, "The view is priceless." It is. It really is. I can't ask for. I'm blessed. I got this beautiful view. Put your jacket on. Oh, put the jacket on. Oh, let me put the jacket on. Hold on. So, I mean, I could wear this tonight, but I go to the roof because it's that kind of jacket, and I love this jacket. I love it, and it's like a suede. I said suede, and put that. There you go, and I can't get too far back. Let me see if I can pull this. Get this back a little bit without knocking anything over. And let me see if I can get that back without knocking anything. And then you can see it has like this little pocket area here. It's really nice. It's so soft. And he made it by hand. Every stitch he did. Every stitch. He did such a great job. And then these beautiful buttons on it, very classy feeling. And I love it. And I said, oh, my stomach just fits in it nicely. I said, it just makes the point. I mean, look at that. Look how beautiful. It's like, what's up? What's up? Anyway, so you never know how someone's going to bless you or how you're going to bless others. Just share your story. Talk to people. Okay, we got 30 minutes, right? Well, a little less than 30 minutes to get to the rooftop. Okay, guys, I will see you on the rooftop. For those that want to join and see the sunset, I will be on the rooftop. And I just learned I do have Wi-Fi, so I should even have a better signal today. Okay, so I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining me on Touch Base Daily. And if you're here for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe. If you enjoyed the lesson today and you're here catching the replay, hit subscribe. If you enjoyed this lesson today, and hit the likes. Let us know that you appreciate what we do here. Okay, take care, guys. I will see you on the rooftop. Good night.